Aloha soul, ohana soul family, Kapualani here with your timeless guidance. So let's go ahead and mindfully open the space with some sound clearing. I invite you to just connect to your breath, breathing deeply in through the nose. And as you breathe in, calling in your spirit teams of spirit guides and ancestors, angels and archangels, Mother Earth, Gaia, Father Sky, God, Source Creator, Spirit, Universe, your higher power, right? And as you exhale, releasing anything and everything that is not in service to your highest, greatest good and path. And also giving thanks, gratitude, and appreciation to all whom we've called in. Okay, so let's do this. All right. So, as we prepare to transition from one month to the next, I know I say timeless reading, which this is. So just keep in mind that the guidance here can align and apply anytime that you are seeing this, all right? But as I was saying earlier, we're just preparing to transition as I'm recording this, as you are seeing this, preparing to transition from August to September. But otherwise, let's see, Spirit, what messages, what is the core message for us during this time that we're sharing together today? Thank you, Spirit. So, Five of Pentacles. Okay, so a bit of recovery, physical recovery, perhaps, whether it's health related or financially speaking. What is this recovery? What is related to this recovery, Spirit? Thank you. I feel like, oh, look at this life force energy, the sun, a new beginning, a new day. If you've been feeling a bit slowed down, down and out, if you've been feeling behind or maybe even left behind, part of what this is saying is I feel this sense of collecting oneself as you continue to do your best to move forward and onward. I feel like maybe it's been a little bit difficult, and we got another five here. So definitely the air of energy and in an air of recovery that we're looking toward. Um, I really feel like, if you're watching this, if you felt a bit of a lull with work, if you felt a little bit of a lull with your health, maybe both of those aspects or areas, even if it deals with your relationships, especially interpersonal relationships, this may be a time of respite, and there could be a calling or a need to just sort of gather yourself, give yourself time to heal, give yourself time to recover. In other words, there are certain things that even though you're doing your best to put one foot in front of the other, to focus on the present moment and making the most of the here and the now, it just may be a little bit difficult one way or another to feel that energy, to feel that motivation. No matter how hard you try. And what I feel like is, even, with the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Cups here, I do get a bit more of this feeling of being drained, of feeling just sort of depleted and needing some kind of a recharge, for example. Now, this could be one of two things. For some, if you've already been taking a vacation, it's one of those things where you may need a vacation from your vacation. If you haven't taken a vacation, maybe you've wanted to take a vacation but just been feeling a little bit, again, maybe too depleted in whatever which way to even consider it. Here's the thing, where are we going what's coming through from this 5 of cups here, the 6 of cups. So there will be a form of transition and some improvement here. Okay, there are still elements from the past that may be influencing you. Okay, it could be emotionally, it could just be where memories are concerned. It could even be in terms of your, again, your energy levels in and of itself. It may have, maybe there aren't memories from the past or people or things that have been coming up or that have been difficult to let go of on a consciousness level, but it could just be other things that are slowing you down, again, like maybe on a health level. I just feel this energy of needing to take a break, to be honest. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. So there is this sort of feeling of just needing to kind of keep things a bit simpler. Perhaps you've been in the earlier stages of trying to push some things forward, but now as you're continuing to move through this process or transition, feeling a little bit run down and needing to just, I'm hearing it again, like slowing down. There could have been certain things that, even again, while there have been improvements or while you've been focusing on being present and moving forward and so forth, I don't know why, but I just get this feeling of transition to where it's like, wow, I just feel really run down. And like with the 4 of Pentacles, there may be this desire or like a need to simplify and find like a basic routine again, get into the swing of things on just a very core, mundane level. I feel like your energies, ooh, there's a lot of cards here, so I'm just gonna place these two to the side. We've got the Prince of Wands, so there is a spark of light. um I almost get, even though you may be feeling a bit run down or down and out or depleted, there may be certain things that you're still trying to, like, loose ends that I don't want to. Okay, so it's not necessarily that there are loose ends to be tied up, but it feels almost like um there are certain loose ends that you've been trying to deal with, that you've been trying to tie up, but it's almost like no matter how much you try, there's, you know what I mean, it's like there's still this persistence, and there's almost like there's a, it's like it's taking a lot of effort, to push things forth. It's taking a lot of effort to stay motivated. And so with this Prince of Wands, this Page of Wands energy, I don't know why, but I feel like if you happen to receive an invitation of some sort to like grab a bite to eat, to just kind of hang out, whatnot, it may be something that recharges you. Look at this King of Wands energy. You're going to regain your sense of self. Your energy levels will return. Okay, that spark of I just keep wanting to say of hope, even though it's like spark of light, of creativity, of inspiration, of motivation. It's going to return, and you're going to have greater clarity and perspective in terms of pushing things forward. Now I feel like I kind of want to leave these cards out as the core spread, and just focus on that. But I do want to give some attention to the other cards that also popped out. So we've got the 2 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. Yeah. So thankfully, we've got some um positive, not, not that I want to say anything's negative here, but we've got some nice water energies coming through. Now there's not, we're not seeing any air energies right now. We're seeing fire, we're seeing earth, we're seeing water. And so I feel like mentally, right, they're just, it's kind of like everything is feeling maybe a little bit more heavy, and it's, whatever may have felt like it's taking effort to push forward, it's okay. Give yourself this respite to recharge. All right, there may be certain things that deal with, again, I don't know if I'd said this earlier, but interpersonal relationships, connections, that may have been something that sort of even if it's not necessarily those relationships. I don't know why, but there's just a lot of different insights coming through with that in mind. You may have had some connections coming through, past connections, people from the past, and or memories coming through that have been, I don't know, in some sort of way, I feel like it's been a little bit supportive during moments of a lull. And even so, it's almost like we're treading a little bit lightly in terms of how much of ourselves we're able to give right now. And so don't feel bad if you're not really in a space to give a lot of yourself. It's okay. I feel like this is a collective thing right now where everybody's kind of feeling it a little bit like depleted, exhausted, needing a bit of a recharge. But once we sort of get recentered here, yes, before I move forward with that, where there are those soul connections, soul family, soulmate energies, and soulmates can be friends, they can be family members. But I feel like there's going to be this energy of leaning on people who maybe have always been there for you. Maybe you haven't really been in touch for very long, in a long time, and that reconnection is happening and it's being reestablished. There's something here with reestablishing core connections, especially if it's come during or after a period of feeling a little bit depleted, or perhaps even again this that phrase down and out. And so there is this opportunity for replenishment and reconnection. And remember that everything starts from the inside out. So make sure that you're taking care of you, okay? That you are being mindful to keep it simple and just be mindful of your own wants and needs being fulfilled. Share in. You don't have to overdo anything, even if it's just, a heart to heart based type of text message to check in with someone. Or if you yourself are feeling that need for connection, don't hesitate to reach out. Okay, there can be something very positive, healing, and replenishing that's there. But either way, I'm just tuning in saying, should I put this back in the deck, spirit, or keep it out? We'll keep these out. All right, all right, all right. We'll keep them out. I'm just gonna move these around a little bit. But yeah, I feel like, you know, anything that may have been, maybe you wanted to have a new start somewhere, but you're needing a little bit of time to heal, to recover, to let go of certain things that maybe have just didn't work out exactly, or didn't go well, or didn't go the way that you may have wanted. But it's okay, because you will, like, things are going to be looking up again sooner than you think. All right. There's going to be a form of shared connection that again will be replenishing here. So, you know don't hesitate to take those actions, that are inspiring and motivating to you, even if you're not totally feeling it. Once you just kind of start up, things will go. They'll move quickly, they'll move smoothly and successfully. Okay, and you will experience some fulfillment from that. And so, just if you've not watched or caught up on this channel before, or have not seen any of these videos before, I just want you to know that there will be a part 2 to this. To this reading, if you'd like to dive deeper with me, it's pay what you can. Starting at, I think I like suggest like $1.11 or something like that. But you can go to kapualani.com/extensions for that second half. But if you are someone who has been returning and supporting the channel, I am just expressing my heartfelt gratitude, to you. So thank you so, so much for your ongoing support. But before I let you go, I'm going to just draw from my animal spirit guides deck, and see what animal spirit presents to us at this time. So spirit, what is the animal spirit guide that wants to connect? Sea serpent. We've seen sea serpent before, and I always forget. I don't retain everything, but I feel this energy of things coming full circle. I do get this energy also, more of this water that we're seeing. So it's something dealing with emotion, something dealing with flow and with health. Again, full circle moment. I connect to, for those who are familiar, but just kind of having that serpent chasing its own tail, about to, it's not quite right now biting its tail, but the Ouroboros with the energy of not just full circle, but even though this is in a figure eight, we think of like the infinity of something. And I feel like there's something here also about not being afraid to go deeper, look deeper within, of course, because it all starts from the inside out. But I'm going to read from the book in part two, just to give us greater clarity in terms of this sea serpent energy. We're also, for those who don't know, we're going to be pulling from the Angel Answers Oracle for yes no questions. So if you have your yes no question, bring that yes no question. And also the Romance Angels, okay? Getting a little bit of insight in that regard. So I thank you so much for being here. I'm wishing you the very best and brightest, and I will see you in part two, or I will see you on my website, kapualani.com, if you'd like to schedule a session of your very own. All right, I offer live sessions as well as pre recorded. But I will see you next time. Take care.